Hi, my name is Tera Wenzel. I have invasive ductal carcinoma breast cancer, and this is my story. We were on vacation in October of 2024, and I was taking a shower and I felt a lump. And I didn't get too excited about it because I have history of cyst, so I disregarded it. And I had just had a mammogram in August of 2024, and it was clear. So I went on with my life, working, and come Christmas, we noticed that it was there, but now it was much larger. And when I went and saw the nurse practitioner, it was very nonchalant. Maybe it's another cyst. And so my ultrasound was booked for 3 to 4 weeks out. And now we're into January, and I go in for that day to have the ultrasound, and then comes the uncomfortable silence when everybody starts moving around you. And they took me from the ultrasound to the mammogram, and then the radiologist came in and talked to me and was kind of nonchalant about it and said, "Boy, you got this early. You know, if it had gotten any further, you would have been in trouble." And was kind of giving me a pat on the back, and I didn't know what was going on. And so I left crying, and a biopsy was booked for 3 days out. My husband encouraged me to talk to a family friend who has been battling cancer for on and off for 10 years. And she told me this wasn't the way that this was supposed to be, and recommended that I go to the U of M. And that's where my journey began. And so I ended up having my biopsy in 3 days, and the results came back positive for breast cancer, and it had metastasized to my lymph nodes, and the conglomerate of masses was 9 centimeters. It was too big to take me to surgery right away, so I needed to start with chemo first before I can have surgery, which would be 4.5, 5 months later. And so, as you know, chemo was hard. It was very hard. I lost a lot of weight. I had many side effects from the chemo, which I ended up following other specialties for. And surgery time came pretty quick in July. And that was our light in the tunnel for a little bit. I had reprieve from chemo for a month prior to surgery. And we were doing a lot of planning around surgery time. And it's funny how God plants people in your life and has things happen. I was micromanaging everything down to the very moment prior to surgery, and God shut off our electricity. It was a fluke. And the electric company and technicians ended up coming out and working on it for a week leading up to my surgery day. But so many people stepped up and took care of us. I call it God winks. And that's when God shows his face and presents himself to you in the midst of trauma and turmoil. And this is everything from the FedEx delivery driver that delivered the equipment and things that we needed for chemo, even down to technicians and nurses that actually put hands on me and prayed over me during my scans. God has been so good to us, and He's allowed us to see joy in the midst of something so terrifying for us. Surgery took place in July, and all went well. They reported back that they believed they had taken all the cancer. All of my lymph nodes were clear, and since then I've started back on HER2 positive targeted therapy, and I am getting rescanned. I'm in the midst of my journey. I have not completed my journey, but people that I leaned on during this time, my husband has been absolutely amazing. I didn't eat for so long, and he went to the store, and I think he bought half the store out of Cheez-Its because it was the only thing I could keep down. And he cooked for me. He held me whenever I was sick and whenever I was getting sick. He helped me to bed. He helped me get dressed. My husband has been absolutely amazing and has been my rock through this. His name is Peter. I was connected with Jane Nystrom immediately through a coworker, Ann Britz. And Jane Nystrom has been phenomenal. She has been my supporter. She's been someone I can lean on. She is a cancer thriver, and she's coming towards the end of her journey as well. She nominated me for this and was my cheerleader and got other people involved. And I cannot say thank you enough. My heart I'm just exploding on the inside with joy because of all of the goodness of people and how God has just placed these people in my life. There's so many people I want to thank, and everyone at my church, people that I volunteer with came and picked me up, and they took me to my doctor's appointments. They took me in for my infusions whenever I could barely walk. They stayed with me for hours on end at the hospital whenever I was getting my infusions, and then would bring me home and tuck me back in again whenever my husband had to work. And I can't begin to thank them enough or even show them how much I appreciate them through all of this. My church, my friends, my coworkers brought me food. I'm just overjoyed. And now I'm at the point now where God has allowed me and my husband to be able to talk to other couples that are just now starting their journey. And it was humbling, it was hard, but at the same time it helped us so much to be able to help them and to validate their feelings and let them know that it is going to be okay regardless of the outcome. It's okay. And it's okay to feel what they're feeling. It's okay to hit the rough spots. It's okay when you get bad news. We know that. And you just hold on and you keep doing it together. And it's better together.